Hi there, Mr. Bav from Bav Makes. Today, we're going to make this card. Join me, won't you? Okay, makers, for today's project, you will need 2 pieces of A4 paper, a ruler or some kind of straight edge that you can use to rule lines with, a lead pencil, oh my gosh, hopefully one better than this, an eraser, hopefully one better than that, a black pen, some scissors, those coloured pencils, and some glue. Let's kick it. I don't know if I should say let's kick it. I think Vanilla Ice said let's kick it, but I don't want to edit this out, so I'll just go with that. First step is to fold your paper in half. Very carefully, fold it over lengthways, try and line up the corners. When you get a nice fold, crease it, then you're going to lay it this way so the opening's in front of you. Now that we've folded the paper, the next thing to do will be to draw on the logo here, search bar down here, and the buttons underneath. And the dog is bumping me. Hello, dog. Unfortunately, and this is the joy if you're in my class, you'll know that I don't have any pencils, so the pencil that I have to use to do this drawing is a carpenter's pencil. Not a very sharp one at that. You'll also know if you're in my class that I don't have any rulers left because I've handed them all out. So I have the instruction book for my gripper. Let's go. What I've drawn here are a guideline for where the top of my capital letters or my tall letters is going to go, a guideline for where the top of my lowercase letters is going to go, a guideline for where the bottom of my capital and the bottom of my lowercase letters will go, the top and bottom of my search bar, and the top and bottom of my 2 search buttons. Now I'm going to add on the sides. There we are. The search bar and the buttons are done. Don't worry about these little pieces. If you're pressing lightly enough, you'll be able to rub them out. Now I need to draw in the logo. Now I'm sorry that you won't be able to watch me draw it with this carpenter's pencil because I don't have any tripod or any way to hold the camera while I'm doing this. So you're just going to have to take my word for it. Or maybe I'll take some pictures and put them in mid-drawing. Alright, I'm all finished that with my carpenter's pencil. I cannot believe that that worked. Now it's time to do my Google search button and my I'm feeling lucky button. Okay, all done. They're a little bit wonky, but that's okay. And if you're doing the Google logo and it doesn't look like a photo of the Google logo, that's fine, because they do those things called Google Doodles where they change what the logo looks like all the time. So you could do it in any kind of writing, really. It's really, if you wanted to get the authentic Google experience, just make sure you get the colors of each letter right, and that's not that hard. The next thing to do is to write in my message down here. This is a really good time for me to let you know, while the dog is bumping my arm again, sorry, that, oh my goodness, did you just do what I think you did? Alright, stop interrupting. Really important to note that when I was in high school, I spent a lot of time living with my mum, and my mum and my dad didn't live together. So even though it's Father's Day coming up, you might want to make this to your mum, or to your grandma, or to your grandpa, or to your uncle, or even to an older brother or sister. It's really just about taking the time to acknowledge a person on that day. Alright, so please don't feel pressured. Be great if you can do it for your dad, no problem. But don't be disappointed if you can't. There are plenty of other people that we're all grateful for in our lives. So I'm going to get on with writing my message. And the dog's going to keep trying to distract me. Okay, welcome back. The next thing I've done is I've filled in my search message. And again, when I was in high school, I actually made a lot of cards because we didn't have a lot of money. And I did make a lot of cards that were addressed to my grandfather. And that's fine. That's just the way that things were. I'm not saying I don't love my dad. I do love my dad a lot, and I have a really great relationship. But, yeah, at the time, I wasn't living with him, but that's okay. The other thing I've done is the I'm feeling lucky, and I'm going to put a little mouse pointer on there so it looks like that's the one I'm going to click on. You can just do the normal Google search, or you can leave it off. I just thought it might be a nice little touch. Next thing, color. For everyone wanting to know and asking me to Google, what color are the Google logo letters? Blue, red, yellow, blue, green, red. And these are the pencils from my son's pencil pot that are as close to those colors and as sharp as we have. So I'll go ahead and color this in, and I'll restart the video once that's done. Alright, at this point, the logo's all finished. Don't worry about the lines yet, we'll rub those out at the end. The next thing to do is to go over the text and the boxes. That's going to be a bit tricky without a proper ruler, but I think I'll make do. What I'm going to use to go over the text is a black pen. This is the only black pen that I found that works, so I hope that it will last to go over all the pencil. Don't worry, if you're in my class, I've got a box of black pens. I haven't used them in a long time. They might need a bit of shaking, but I'm sure they'll work. So again, I'll go ahead and do this, and I'll restart the video afterwards. Good luck. Okay, all done with the outlining. Now, I have to say, and I'm guilty of this as well when I was at school, the temptation is, hey, it's not much, it looks really good, I'll just freehand going around the boxes. Please find a ruler, find something that you can use to keep a straight edge. And then beware of those little parts where you might have overshot the lines, okay? Use a ruler. You have put in too much effort to ruin it now. So I'm going to go and find something other than this instruction booklet that might be a little bit easier for me to use. I'll see what I've got. And asking you shall receive, I have found my son's toy carpenter square, which will be perfect because I'll actually be able to see the end of the lines when I do this. Don't be afraid to turn the paper around and you're doing it as well, so if you need to get to there, you can have it this way or have it this way. Alright, so best of luck, you know the drill. There we go, all done. Now, because we've taken so much time and care with a ruler, we actually don't have much cleanup to do. It's good to wait and let the ink dry. So for the next part, we're going to move to the inside of the card. Then we can tidy up all this stuff before we join the pieces together. Because I want to make the inside of my card look a little bit more like a Google search for real, I'm going to start with another piece of white paper. First thing I'm going to do is fold it, cut it in half. That's all done. I've folded it over portrait. Here's my piece. Here's either my spare, or hey, if I'm working with someone, hey buddy, here you go, don't worry about cutting one out, you can have one of mine. Or maybe I'll keep it in case I stuff something up and I need to redo it. But the next thing you need with your half of a piece of paper is again to, go around the table, keep that portrait, and you're going to fold it and cut it again. There we go, here's my half a piece of paper. It's now half of a piece of paper. I wonder if you know what that fraction is. Again, this is either a spare in case I mess something up, or hey buddy, don't cut one, here, use my other one. And that way we don't waste papers and we don't upset the Lorax. Okay, this part I'm going to do up to look a little bit like the Google search results. So I'm going to have a little Google logo in the corner, a bit of a line down here, and then some writing for what some suggested web pages might be that answered my question that was on the front of the card. Let's get to it. Remember, lead pencil first. And just remembered, carpenter pencil, and a ruler would be really good to have, and to not drop your paper on the floor. All right, good luck. There we go. Pretty much done. I still need to go around the border of the search box and then go over this line. What I should have done is done the first line of these in blue, so it would have looked like a website, but oh well, it's okay. One thing I will say is, if you want to write something, get your teacher or a grown-up, someone, to check your spelling. Look out for capital letters. It would be so embarrassing to say, hey, happy Father's Day, and have their name not spelled correctly, or something else that might diminish the effort that you've put in, because they might then only see that little bit instead of all the hard work that you put in up till now. So I'll finish these bits up and then I can start tidying up to put it in my card. Now that's done, it's time to move on and start rubbing out the pencil lines. I'm going to rub out the pencil lines on this first because this ink has been drying longer than this ink, and hopefully by the time I've got this done, this will be okay. Now the only eraser I've got, again if you're in my class you'll know why, is this one on the end of this broken mechanical pencil, but that's okay because it'll get into these little bits. It's good when you're rubbing things out. 2 hands, use 2 hands. One hand to hold the eraser, the other hand to hold the piece of paper down so it doesn't scrunch up. That would be really sad by now. Wish me luck, see you in a minute. And just like that, it's pretty much gone. One thing to remember, when you've got long lines, don't rub out this way because you're going to rub back and forth way more times trying to rub out that line. Rub on the line and rub the same direction the line's going. Same deal when I had that little piece that was hanging off there, I rubbed that way. I didn't try and rub over the top, as well as the more I rub over the top, the more likely I am to smudge this ink, and the more likely I am to start smudging in the lead to the colours. So really take your time and only just rub out the bits you need. Yeah, I know you can still see little bits of the lead pencil and stuff, but as a wise man once said, don't point out your mistakes to other people. If you point them out, that's probably the first time they'll notice them. On to this part. And just like that, magic. The reason this looks as neat as it does, even though you can still see little bits of the line, is that if I zoom right in, you can see that I've tried really hard to go over my original letters. So I haven't done any rubbing out over the writing at all. I just went over it with the pen and then tried to retrace my letters as carefully as I could. That way I don't have to rub those out, they're all covered in the ink anyway. All I rubbed out was the guidelines. Okay, so the last part, for this part of the card anyway, is to glue this part inside here. So it's going to open up. This is the time I hope that I've done this card the right way up. I have. It's going to go in here like this. And then that's going to leave this spot for you to write something really nice for whoever the card's going to be for. See you again, you know the drill. There it is, top half of the card's glued in. Now I have written in my carpenter's pencil my little message to go in my Father's Day card. The last thing for me to do is to very, very carefully check my spelling, make sure I have used my neatest handwriting to do this, and if you need to rule some guidelines, but hey, I'm a bit older than you guys, so I can get away with it. Make sure that you have got a capital on Happy Father's Day. And remember that thank you is 2 words. I know we say thank you, but it's actually 2 words. Yeah, so the next thing to do is to go over this and do some decoration. If you're doing some decoration, remember, calm, take your time. The last thing you want is for someone to go, okay, I'm all done, and scroll all over it with pencil and then realize, that doesn't look very good, can I do it again? And then realize it's like, 3:15 and you're going home in 5 minutes and there's no way you're going to get it done again. So I won't say less is more, but more time means a better result. Good luck, everyone. And we're done. I hope you've enjoyed making this project, and you could change this up for someone's birthday or for a thank you card or all kinds of things. It doesn't just have to be about Father's Day. So this might be a good one to keep in your back pocket for another time that you need to make a card for someone. yeah, really any kind of occasion. Anyway, like I said, hope you've enjoyed it. Good luck and have a wonderful time. Bye.